The world is shifting. Power dynamics are changing. A new era of great power competition is upon us. At the heart of this transformation lies the increasingly complex relationship between the United States and China. For decades, the United States was the undisputed global leader, but China's economic rise has been nothing short of meteoric. It now boasts the world's second-largest economy. China's military might is also growing. This shift in power has led many to ask, are we witnessing the dawn of a new Cold War? While there are parallels to the Cold War era, the current situation is far more nuanced. The United States and China are deeply intertwined economically. They are also locked in a fierce competition for technological dominance. This rivalry has implications for everything from global security to the future of the global economy. The stakes are high. The choices made by Washington and Beijing in the coming years will shape the world for generations to come. The original Cold War, which pitted the United States against the Soviet Union, was a clash of ideologies. It was capitalism versus communism. The world was divided into two armed camps. Nuclear annihilation was a constant threat. Today's rivalry is different. It is not primarily about ideology. It is about power, economic, technological, and military. China's rise poses a direct challenge to America's long-standing dominance. The United States and China are not seeking to overthrow each other's political systems. Instead, they are competing for influence and advantage in key areas. These include trade, technology, and geopolitical alliances. Unlike the Cold War, there is no Iron Curtain dividing the world. The United States and China are deeply integrated through trade and investment. This interdependence creates both opportunities and vulnerabilities. It makes the competition more complex and potentially more dangerous. Nowhere is the risk of conflict between the United States and China greater than in the Taiwan Strait. China views Taiwan as a breakaway province. It has vowed to reunify the island with the mainland by force if necessary. The United States, while formally adhering to the One China policy, has committed to providing Taiwan with the means to defend itself. Any attempt by China to take Taiwan by force would likely draw the United States into a conflict. Taiwan is also a critical player in the global economy. It is home to Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, the world's leading manufacturer of advanced microchips. These chips are essential for everything from smartphones to fighter jets. A conflict over Taiwan would have devastating consequences. It could disrupt global supply chains, trigger a global recession, and potentially escalate into a wider war. The Taiwan Strait is a flashpoint that demands careful diplomacy and a clear understanding of the stakes involved. Section 4. Silicon Curtain, the battle for technological supremacy. The 21st century will be defined by technology. The United States and China both understand this. They are locked in a fierce competition for technological supremacy. This tech war is playing out on multiple fronts. One key battleground is artificial intelligence, or AI. AI has the potential to revolutionize warfare, medicine, and countless other industries. The United States and China are both investing heavily in AI research and development. Another front is fifth-generation wireless technology, known as 5G. 5G promises to enable faster internet speeds and support a vast array of new technologies. Huawei, a Chinese tech giant, has emerged as a global leader in 5G. However, the United States has raised security concerns about Huawei and has pressured its allies to ban the company from their 5G networks. The United States has also taken steps to restrict China's access to advanced semiconductors. Semiconductors are the brains of modern electronics. The United States is home to many of the world's leading semiconductor companies. By limiting China's access to these vital components, the United States hopes to slow China's technological progress. The tech war has implications that extend far beyond the realm of technology. It will shape the balance of power in the 21st century. The winner will have a decisive advantage in the global economy and in future conflicts. Section 5. A world-divided geopolitical fault lines. The United States-China rivalry is reshaping the geopolitical landscape. The world is no longer divided into two blocks as it was during the Cold War. However, new alliances and partnerships are emerging. The United States remains the leader of the Western world. It relies on its network of alliances, including NATO and partnerships in Asia, to counter China's growing influence. The United States is also working to strengthen relationships with countries in the Indo-Pacific region, such as India and Japan. China, for its part, is seeking to build its own sphere of influence. It has forged closer ties with Russia and is expanding its economic and diplomatic footprint in Africa, Latin America, and the Middle East. One notable development is the rise of the BRICS countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The BRICS nations represent a significant portion of the global population and economy. They have called for a more multipolar world order, one in which power is more evenly distributed. The competition between the United States and China is creating new fault lines in the international system. Countries are being forced to choose sides or navigate a complex web of relationships. Section 6. Economic warfare, weaponizing interdependence. The United States and China are engaged in a form of economic warfare. They are using trade, investment, and technology as weapons to advance their interests and undermine their rival. One tactic is tariffs. In 2018, the Trump administration imposed tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods. China retaliated with tariffs of its own. This trade war has hurt businesses and consumers on both sides of the Pacific. Another tool is investment restrictions. The United States has taken steps to limit Chinese investment in sensitive sectors such as technology and infrastructure. China has also imposed restrictions on foreign investment in certain areas. Both countries are also using their economic leverage to influence other countries. China has used its Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project, to expand its influence in developing countries. The United States has used sanctions and other economic measures to punish countries that do not toe the line on issues such as Iran and Venezuela. Economic warfare is a dangerous game. It can damage the global economy and lead to unintended consequences. It also makes it more difficult to address shared challenges, such as climate change and pandemics. Section 7. The road ahead. Towards a multipolar world? The rivalry between the United States and China is the defining geopolitical challenge of our time. It is a competition that will shape the 21st century and beyond. The relationship is complex. There are elements of cooperation, competition, and conflict. Managing this relationship will require statesmanship, wisdom, and a willingness to find common ground. The world is moving towards a more multipolar system. Other powers, such as India, Russia, and the European Union, are also vying for influence. This multipolarity presents both opportunities and challenges. The risk of conflict between the United States and China is real. However, a new Cold War is not inevitable. With careful diplomacy and a commitment to dialogue, it is possible to avoid a catastrophic clash. The future is unwritten. The choices made by leaders in Washington and Beijing will determine whether the relationship between the United States and China is characterized by conflict or cooperation. The stakes are high. The world is watching.